Hello, friends and family and people around the world. I am so glad you made it here, at least maybe not today because it's Christmas time and you might be celebrating with your loved ones. Some of you may be alone during this time and maybe by choice and maybe not, right? So I'm glad that you're joining me today. And it is Christmas. Merry Christmas. I wanted to come on here really quick. I'm alone right now because my husband and my children went to the movie theaters to see a movie that just came out. You can guess what it is. And you might be asking, well, why are you at home and not at the movies with them, right? Well, and so movies are not my thing. So I don't know about you, but some people are movie people, some people are not. I am a book person, and I actually love to read, and I love quiet, kind of the loudness at the movie theater is not something that is my favorite thing to do, but I did watch a movie yesterday with my family, and I'm going to tell you why. Because today, what I came on here to talk about is how to love people during the holidays, how to love your family members, maybe that you have a hard time loving or feeling loved by. And one book that's been really powerful in my life is this book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And so I want to recommend that you get this for more details and more specific. But basically, he says that not everyone feels loved in the same way. So, like, I might feel loved by acts of service. So, and that's actually my main love language. So, my main love language is I feel loved when people serve me. So, when people change my oil for me, like my husband, or go get me gas, or sweep the kitchen floor after I make dinner, or things like that, right? So acts of service. Actually, my oldest daughter, gave me, paid for my nails to be done for the holidays. And getting my nails done is an act of service, right? She didn't do it, but she knew that that was something that I would appreciate. So, but there's other people. So the 5 love languages, one is acts of service. Another one is quality time. So some of your family feels loved when you spend time with them. So yesterday, like that's their primary love language. And so yesterday we all watched a movie together last night, and we watched In the Heights, and that was really, I actually enjoyed it. And that's not necessarily something that I would choose to do on my own, but I knew that spending time with my family would, for many of them, they would feel loved by that, right? And that's what we want, right? We want to feel loved, and we want other people to feel loved by us. And another love language, so far we've done acts of service, quality time, then there's words of affirmation. So if you look at my beanie, so my youngest daughter gave me this cap, and it says, "The prettiest, best mom." Okay, so the prettiest, best mom, isn't she sweet? So she used words of affirmation to encourage me. Now, words of affirmation aren't necessarily like my primary love language, but it is one of her primary love languages. words of affirmation. And so that's a clue too. So if you're not sure what your family or friend or coworker love language is, lots of times, whatever they do a lot of, so if they like to serve, right, you, there's a good chance that their primary love language is acts of service. Or if they do a lot of like praising you, complimenting, giving you beanies with sweet messages on, they might have words of affirmation as their primary love language. And so that's a clue for you that if you want to help them feel loved by you, then you will want to, even though if it's not your natural or your what you prefer, but it's really thinking about the other person, right? So what is the other person? How do they feel loved, right? So then you would compliment them or tell them that they did a good job on this or that, right? So using your words to affirm. Okay, so far, what are they? Acts of service, quality time. We're talking about the 5 love languages, words of affirmation, receiving gifts. So this is a day where people receive gifts or give gifts, right? And but believe it or not everybody's primary love language is receiving gifts. So in other words, you could give someone something like a bracelet, or my friend gave me a pretty bracelet last week when I was visiting California. So you could give someone something, but if their primary love language isn't receiving gifts, then you might think that they didn't like it, or that they're being kind of rude, or they weren't as excited as you wanted them to be. But it could be that their primary love language isn't receiving gifts. So actually, they would have rather, instead of you buying them, I don't know, gloves or something, right? They would have rather had you spend time with them and watch a movie with them, right? Maybe movie tickets and then go to a movie with them. So that would be quality time. So maybe their love language is quality time, and that's how they really feel loved, right? Not receiving gifts. Maybe yours is receiving gifts. Maybe you really like to give gifts because you actually really like to receive gifts, but that's you. So God made us all different, right? And so we have different personality types. We like different things, and we even receive love in different ways. Okay, so last one, you're probably wondering, okay, what's the 5th one, right? So we had words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, okay? And the last one is, yes, I'm showing you my pretty nails. The last one is, anyone familiar with this? Is physical touch. Okay, so physical touch. So are you a touchy person? Do you like giving hugs? When you see someone, when a friend or family member, do you really want to go over and touch them? Do you like holding hands with your friends or your family? Okay, so your primary love language might be physical touch. And physical touch is hugs, kisses, hand on the shoulder, right? Massage. Like physical touch is another one of the primary love languages. Okay, so I really encourage you to explore this more, to think about this more, because some of you may have thought that a family member maybe didn't respond in the way you expected, right? but maybe you've been attempting to love them in the way that you receive love, the way you feel loved, right? But maybe they don't receive love the same. So maybe they're primary. So we have a primary and a secondary love language. So if my primary or your primary is acts of service, so then when you do things for people, you expect them to feel loved by you, right? Because your primary is acts of service, but maybe theirs is not. Maybe theirs is receiving gifts, right? So if you go and, rake the leaves for your friend, but her primary love language is receiving gifts, you're going to do a lot of work, which is great. And it is being a servant and it is being kind, but your friend loves receiving gifts, and that fills up her love bank, right? And that's another term. So we have this love bank, and every time you love someone, the way they receive love, it fills up their love bank, and then they feel more loved by you. So that is just something to consider. There's also, I have this DVD. There was a DVDs, and then there's all these books. There's one for kids, for teenagers, for single people, I forget, married people. So there's this book comes for those different populations. So I really encourage you to explore this more and think about, how do my kids receive love? What is something that they really have responded greatly to? And kind of think back, and I mean, there are actual tests in these books. At the back of the book, there's short little questionnaires, so you can find out what your loved one's love language is. But if you consider what they've liked in the past, really responded to, you'll see that even your kids have different love languages lots of times. And I hope that's helped you this Christmas. Merry Christmas. I hope that this helps you love even those people who are hard to love this holiday season. Maybe they've been hard to love because their love bank has been empty. Maybe without knowing it, you've been trying to fill their love bank, love them in a way that they really didn't receive it in the greatest way. So what if you change how you show someone love? And what if their love bank gets filled and they become easier to love? Wouldn't that be a great gift this holiday season? I hope that you will take this to heart and think about it. God bless. Have a great Christmas. Bye.